As a longtime supporter, fan, and overall simp of the Ikalos SMG, I have to come clean with you guys. This weapon is no longer considered the Destiny 2 meta. Instead, I introduce to you the Nation of Beasts hand cannon. This weapon does everything the Ikalos SMG can do, but more. With the most recent buffs to the hand cannons with Season 22 in Destiny 2, it is actually more beneficial to run a hand cannon rather than an SMG in Destiny 2 PvE content. And in this video, I'll be going over every reason as to why you need to start farming for this weapon if you have not already. Getting into it, getting that 5 out of 5 god roll could not be easier, mainly because Nation of Beasts is a craftable weapon. And in terms of farming this, it's arguably a part of the easiest weapon set to grind out. When Last Wish is the featured raid, all you have to do is sit at Cali and farm her over and over again until you get 5 red border weapons. I believe all the weapons drop from Cali, so you're going to be knocking a couple birds out with one stone. And once it's crafted, you don't even need a Surochi checkpoint. If you're short on materials, of course that is always an option, but with Season 22, crafted weapons are now the easiest to level up than it has ever been before, simply just by purchasing the levels. And once Nation of Beasts is fully crafted and leveled up, it's time to get into reason 2 why this is a top contender, the perks. And one of the main runners up for the perks, which also ties into the reason why it kicks Ikalos straight out the competition, would be because it rolls with Volt Shot. Of all the elemental synergized perks, Volt Shot arguably has to be the best one in the market. And yes, I will fight you about this in the comments. It's just too good to be true. How it has not been nerfed yet is completely beyond me, but I love it nonetheless. Now moving on over to the third column, you have 2 options to choose from in my opinion. It's either Perpetual Motion with that bump in stability, handling, and reload speed, or you could go with Dragonfly, which is probably the role I'll be going for. Not saying Dragonfly is meta by any means, but from here you have 2 sources of AoE damage. The initial explosion on getting a headshot on whatever enemy you just defeated, thus proccing Volt Shot, and then using Volt Shot to help later in the fight. It's more of a fun combo that has a lot of fancy effects to it, and if you're a fan of Michael Bay, then you'll be a fan of this role as well. Moving over to the mag and barrel perks, when it comes to PvE, I think there's only one good true option, and that would be Flared Magwell, along with Fluted Barrel. They give you increased stats in stability, handling, and reload speed, and regardless if you're on mouse and keyboard or controller, stability is peak, and handling is something you cannot live without. Now getting into reason number 3, a reason to run this weapon would be because it is a primary weapon. Sounds like a dumb reason, if even a reason at all, but let me explain. For the longest time, the PvE community would run the double special weapon loadouts, mainly for the reason that it spawned a bunch of heavy ammo, and for the additional reason that your ad clear weapons would have a higher kick and damage, which on paper makes ad clearing a lot easier. This was until a very specific weapon by the name of Retraced Paths came out, a trace rifle. Now let me get into the issue with trace rifles. They have 0 kick to them and need the biggest buff under the sun in order to put them on the map. They feel as if they have close to 0 impact and costs actual ammo, but that's all aside the point. Main point being is people ran this as their reliable weapon for standard ad clear and for the addition of it still being eligible for the double special loadout. With that said, double special is no longer a thing, and a matter of fact, you will get like 3 times less ammo just by using double specials, making primary weapons a top pick to have in your arsenal if you want to keep the heavy somewhat stacked. All I'm saying. Now I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you have, hit that subscribe button for me. We are on our way to 3K subs, and all the help you provide is much appreciated. Take care all.